So this should be going live. It's 10 o'clock, and we'll wait and see if it shows up or not over here. Wow, that's loud. My goodness. That can't be accurate that that's saying Doug Betts is going to be live in 30 minutes. That's, I believe, from a couple days ago. So I'm going to check that out first and foremost. Because if that's the case, I'll probably cut mine short. Let me go check that out first and foremost. So I need to go to here and answer this email real quick. And I don't even know how to begin to answer this particular email, but I'll try here. Am live now. And we'll see how that goes. And the next thing I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and just close this out. Oh, by the way, it's good to be back live. I missed a couple days. I was going to do something last night, but I was just, man, I don't know what hit me, but I was nauseated and weak and had a temperature and the sniffles and the sneezes and the, oh man, it was horrible. Good evening, Tony Wallow. Good to see you, my friend. How are you? So I want to go check out something kind of quick here, because I just got a notification that Doug Betts is going to be live in 30 minutes, and I just can't see that being, unless it's a follow-up, which is possible. And the only way I know to do that is to come over here and go to Live Windows Training, and yeah, it says Live Lab Work Laptop Slow Motherboard Replacement, and my notification as I learned to talk. This was from Thursday, I thought so, but then for some reason it just not showed up. So this was from Friday, so I don't know, it's crazy. But we can get out of there and go back to no, I'm fine, Tony. I don't know what I came down with. It was maybe we had been out. We did a lot of running around yesterday, and I don't know, about 100 or so round trip miles. And I came in here to do something, and all of a sudden I started sneezing, and I got real dizzy, and I started sweating. I've got the fan above me and a fan down here on the floor, and I got the air conditioner set on 37 degrees, so it's comfortable. And man, it's just, I was like, I got to get to feeling better, because we got this thing planned out to go to Indiana tomorrow, and I'm going to try to download a video from it, one of several. We didn't get any of the visitation. We took my mom out to see some of her old friends that she hasn't seen in 15, 16, 20 years in some cases, if not longer. And it was funny because my mom's got a great sense of humor, and we were planning this out. I said, okay, you go knock on the door and say, excuse me, can you give me directions and see if they recognize you? Then we kind of decided that might not be the thing to do, so I'll go knock on the door and say that. And then kind of didn't get to do that, because as we were pulling in the driveway, Jim was pulling out on his golf cart, so we yelled at him. He stopped. Mom went up there, and she said, "You don't remember me, do you?" And he goes, "Who the hell are you?" I mean, it was hilarious. That's just absolutely hilarious. We spent probably an hour and a half, 2 hours there, and then we went to visit the mother of my classmate that just passed away 6 weeks ago, which that doesn't seem it was that long ago, just to console her a little bit and see how she was doing. And then we drove by the fish fry here in Indiana, and we get fish fries in the summer. Didn't want to take Mom out there because she was getting kind of tired, so we headed back, and then my son showed up with the granddaughters, and that's what the video's on, is granddaughter's literally wearing me out, which was fun. Don't misunderstand me. I'll trade that for, I'll do that any day of the week, all the time necessary. So, but I wanted to go live tonight And now I have a specific thing I want to try to do live, and I don't know if I can or not. I'm going to go in here to edit, and I'm going to see if I can click on this, and it looks like I can. Come down here, and there's some question on visibility. I may lose if I do what we're trying to figure out this private setting. How does that work? I honestly don't know. This is going to be an experiment on my part, live on the air, unscripted, unrehearsed, and just without any research whatsoever. I just want to see what happens. If I lose you, I will be back once I figure out how to reset it or restart at 1. So I'm going to go ahead and leave everything as is, except I'm going to, instead of being public, let's see, I took guitar lessons at 15. Georgie Benson. Good evening, Blackwatch. It's good to see you. Hope things are well with you. Hope your eyes are doing better. I'm going to try to see what happens here when I click on private. If I lose you guys, I'll be back. Let's just see what happens. I'm going to click on private. And then it's click share privately, and you have to add people you want to share to, it looks like. And again, I don't have any idea. So I'm going to click on this. You can invite others to view your private video by entering their email addresses below. Invitees must sign into their Google account to view your private video. Notify via email. Okay, well, I'm constantly signed into my Google account, and I'm constantly signed into my YouTube account, so I don't know why that wouldn't work. I was thinking, Doug explained this, that you had to put in their YouTube account. But this clearly says you can invite others to view your private video by entering their email addresses below. Invitees must sign into their Google account to view your private video. So the only thing I would know to do to see if by signing out and signing back in, if that authorizes it. And the reason I do that, I'm not going to do this right now. I'm going to cancel this, and we're going to leave it public for the time being. We're going to leave it done. Because I got a private video sent to me, but every time I try to open it, it says this video is private, and I can't open it. So the only thing I know to do would be to sign out. If I sign out of Google, it might sign me out of YouTube as well, since now they're interconnected. So I don't necessarily want to do that. And I only have one person's email that watches me, so I would have to figure out a way. Well, I can do that. So here's what I'm going to do. So we know this. Excuse me. We know the steps are private, share, and add an email address. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this over here on my scene 2. Glance over here to the left. There we go. So that's cool. Now I can work in the background, so to speak, and go get this email address. And I got to remember how to do that, because I don't remember how to do that. So used to the doggone phone. Okay, there's got to be a... Oh my goodness, I'm too tired to do this tonight. There has got to be, over here in email, well, here, I'll do it this way. I can cheat. Where to go? What the heck? Try this again. Okay, that's not working. No, I don't want to do that. I want copy email address, and then I'm going to come back over here to YouTube, and I'm going to paste, and I'm going to hit done, and then we may get disconnected, but I'm going to see if this works. So if I get if it disconnects us, I'll give, oh, you know what, I can send it to my other YouTube channel that I started when I wanted just to see how this worked. Now I'm going to leave it like this. So I'm going to hit done. Actually, let me switch this back so we're all on the same sheet of music here, so to speak. So it was a good day. Taking Mom around. Lorna got to see her first tractor pull. Little city I grew up in had a fish fry. I got to see 3 of my classmates, which was interesting, fun. So we're all back on the same sheet of music. I'm going to make this private. I put an email in there. I'm going to hit done, and we're going to hit save, and it should disconnect us. And if it does, I'll be right back. We had trouble saving your video. Retry in 5 seconds. Wow. So maybe something going on with YouTube, which I was kind of informed that. Could not update my video. Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to guess we're still streaming. And we had 4 people. Now we're down to 3 people. That's interesting. Well, it shows it being private though at the top. It shows it right up here being private. Huh. Back to 4 people again, as according to down here. I wonder if I have to log this off or stop this stream to bring it back private or not. It's not too crystal clear on. I'm going to go check something here. I'm going to bring this back up over here, and then I'm going to go over here, and then I'm going to cancel that. I don't need that. And then I'm going to go back to here. Yeah, I'm not seeing. Let's see here. I'm going to probably get. Yeah, it says video unavailable. The video is private, so that's fine. I'm going to go to home, and I'm going to go to my channel over here. I can show this stuff. I don't know how to blur it out, so I put on the globe, and kind of do some behind the scenes things as soon as it catches up. So now I'm going to jump to my channel and go to videos. And I do not see it because I'm guessing it's because I am private. Okay, come back over to here. Yep, I'm going to edit. Alright, I'm back to being public. Shows right here I'm public. So now I'm going to come back over here to this. I'm going to refresh this. And there it is. It's back. So, interesting. So I'm going to research that later. And I'm going to try to figure out how to stream privately. And then try to get it to work. I'll probably just use my throwaway account that I created just to see how that goes. So, I don't need this open. Close that. I can close my email. I'm going to see if I can go here. Get 2 there. Edited. So this is the video. I'm going to see if I can play it. And
3, 4. Oh, okay. There, how do you want Grandpa do that?
apparently she had the phone in the wrong orientation. So this, my granddaughters.
Your turn. Okay, ready?
And this is Yana Bell. And normally she has absolutely nothing to do with me, but today she was really
Your turn.
interacting. And this is so funny. She's trying to roll me over. And, I mean, obviously I'm helping her, but she doesn't know that. She thinks she's doing it.
Boom. Okay,
Go ahead. So I can get your picture.
I could do this all day with these girls.
Oh, I gotta take a nap. I'm tired.
Uh-oh. Almost tired.
Oh!
It's like victory, I woke him up. So I don't know if this is streaming or not. It shows there's 3 people watching. I don't see anything going on in the chat room, so this is about 8.5 minutes long. There's a part coming up here in a minute. It's absolutely hilarious.
Uh-oh. Oh my God. Okay, Bucka's gonna sing a song.
Go to sleep, Grandpa. Okay.
No, ABC, ABC, D, E. Sing, come on, sing ABC.
Now, if you watch right here, I have to laugh because she put her hand up under my shirt and she was trying to tickle me. It's hilarious.
That was cute. I'm under my shirt. She's going.
Huh. Let me.
Oh, watch out for that. This is gonna stand up there.
Okay, watch this part right here. Blackwatch, I'll have to look into this and try to. I mean, I'm no YouTube expert by no means. I would.
Hop on.
One grandchild I can do legless with. Both. I was not acting. I could not lift. Yeah, Dad, help! I could not lift those kids up. They enjoyed it. And then I wanted to sit back in the chair, and they both were like, "Nope, this is our chair. Not gonna let you in it."
What's on for that?
I almost didn't catch you. I didn't scare you. Guess what?
I got
I got the chair. Your chair? Your chair? Can I sit in your
And they were trying desperately to climb up in there. And she looked over at my mom for like approval.
I got you. Oh, we look at Boca.
There'll be 3 in December. Not that because I'm the grandfather, but man, they are smart kids.
Okay, who wants some help? Who wants help? Raise your hand. Who's first? Okay, come here. Okay.
And usually that doesn't happen.
Okay, ready?
Now it's on your chair.
Get our picture. Let's smile.
So I'll go back to here. Cannot get a video from draft to public. I've never. So I'm guessing you recorded a video. You wanted to make it private, but now you can't switch it. But is it published yet? Did it publish to private? Can I do that while I'm streaming at the same time? Yeah, a little bit of both. You're right on that. I mean, it's so no. I'm guessing. I wonder. Can I go over here and open up another tab? Like I need another tab open. Can't do it live. Okay, I'll try it. I'll not try it live then. I looked into this one. This is a new guy. I haven't looked at his yet, but I found 3 versions of this, and one's just so super simple that I don't want to do it with video. I want to do it with stills. So I'm gonna come back over here. I don't know, because clearly I switched it a while ago from public right here to private, and I lost everybody, and I sent out one email invitation, or it should have. I guess I don't know if it sent out an email invitation or not, honestly. The only way I'll know if it sent out an invitation is if I get an email back from the person I sent it to, and they say, hey, I got it, but it won't open. That wouldn't surprise me that it would not open. I'm checking my email right now on the phone, and I'm not seeing anything. So I don't know. I really don't know. But even, I mean, YouTube sometimes is just so interesting. I'm going to put it in those texts. I mean, it just get some kids. So you think it's going to be channels, I wonder. Okay. We can do this and not do any harm whatsoever. I don't need that opened. I'm going to go over here. How do I make or allow videos to be private on YouTube? Let's see what this comes up with. Sign into YouTube Studio. Content. Oh, point to the video you want to update to see your live loads. Live tab. Click under. Okay, so you can't necessarily set it up. Okay, I can do this. I can do this. I think. Nope, nothing there. So I'm going to go over here, go to here, go to here, YouTube Studio, going to go to there. I'm going to go to videos, and I got this all messed up as well. I'm going to take a older video that I did, and here's a 4-minute, 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to jump back to here. Point to the video you want to update to see your live. Okay, click that invisibility. Okay, so this is the video I want. So visibility right here. I'm change that to private. I'm going to share privately. I'm going to blur my screen. That's my blurring action right there. I should be able. Yep, I still paste it. I'm going to click notify via email, and the email has been sent. So now I'm going to leave that private until I hear one way or the other from the person I sent the email to, and we will see. So I had no bearing on this whatsoever. Huh. Well, we'll find out here shortly. Need be. Well, I don't think I created. Did I? I created a bogus account so I could monitor some things. But I don't remember the email I used for that account. And it's not in my LastPass, I don't think. This could be a project for tomorrow. But I am going to actually be up early again. My wife's got to work at 6. I'm going to try to get a little bit of yard work done before the heat comes back and hits us. Which reminds me, I got to check something. Bear with me a moment, please. Check. High tomorrow is 86. There's absolute 86 tomorrow, 90, 93, 91, 91 throughout the week. So it'll be kind of warm again, and the humidity's coming back too. So, oh shoot, I forgot to change this back. My bad. Oops. So we're back. So I have been doing quite a bit in DaVinci Resolve. A couple things I got to work out, a couple things I didn't get to work out. It's just frustrating. I think I'm leaning toward getting another camera and trying to set it up at an angle or behind me or to the side of me so I can switch to that camera and show the monitor over here, if I can determine if there's really an importance to do that. And right now I don't think that it's that important. It would be nice, because that way you could see, I could show you, okay, I'm watching this over here to my left, yet at the same time I'm doing whatever it is I'm trying to learn. I need to get rid of that. That's pretty ugly. Okay, edit private. And I'm going to save it. Okay, so now the email should go out because I forgot to hit save. Now that kind of went completely. Oh no, it changed it right here. So it's still private, or still went from public to private. It's only a 4-minute deal. Can I watch it now? I wonder, now that it's, because I didn't send it to myself. Scroll through here. So if somebody got one like on that, that's cool. Where are, oh, there's the views. So I got 16 views, 10 views, 24 views. Oh my goodness, 24 views. Whew. That was on my 35mm test. 20 views on the XSplit, which I could not figure that out. I just went back to OBS. 10 views. So you want to talk about getting confused. I actually one day tried to go into YouTube. Okay, great. The email came through. So look, I'll just wait to see if you get to see it before I change it back. But I can't figure. Oh, maybe analytics. Was that it? Yep. Well, that's kind of it. But I'm not going to lose any sleep over this stuff. It's fun. I enjoy it. Got 13 subscribers, live count. I wonder what that's about. 13 subscribers. Cool. And if I hit X, it just takes me back one. I was worried about that. Me and clicking on X. So 514 views in the last 28 days. I'm pretty happy with that. That's good to go, considering I don't really have any set format yet. And at some point in time, I'm going to have to get some set format, and I know that. I just got to figure out what that set format's going to be. And I got to really watch. Tony's back. Hey, Tony. I was trying to change it to private, and I don't have your email, so I couldn't send you an email invitation. And apparently it did actually cut it from public to private, but it didn't work, so I went back to public, and we're back trying to figure this out still. I'm just looking at my analytics, trying to make heads or tails of it, and it's I'm on the losing end of that stick, believe me. Oh shoot, pardon me a minute. I need to check something on my sports world. So Indiana come back and won. That's preseason, it don't matter. And see how my baseball team did here. Did my baseball team even play today? Let's go to Major League Baseball. And oh yeah, good. Well, they beat Miami, so that's not saying much. Cool. And I can close that. I can close this. Yeah, that's why it went away. We were trying to figure something out, and clearly, it right here it clicked from public to private, and this number immediately dropped to myself because I am monitoring it over on the other monitor, and then I put it back to public, and slowly but surely things are trickling back in. So that's good. How's your weather in Seaside? Got to be better than what we had today. 90 plus degrees and humidity was about 87. Horrible weather. Horrible, horrible. Although coming back, we did have about 3 seconds of rain. So I got 4 people watching now, which is 3 plus me. Awesome. So now we got to figure out why yours didn't, because I got the email. So I'm curious. This one? No. Which one do I want? Let's not try that. I'll end up doing something from the fires. You still got fires out there? Go to YouTube Studio. Go to videos. About the time I get this figured out, they'll change it. I'm gonna go down there. I'm gonna see if I can actually watch this or not. I should be able to. I'm the creator. After 3 hours. Wow, that looks all blurry. This part here looks well.
It's 3:25. I guess I got my time.
3:25 in the morning. Most sane people will be in bed asleep.
So I obviously don't expect anyone to join me in the chat room. But
Okay, so that's cool. So
progress I've made on Photoshop. And well, it's not much.
right, but I think that makes sense, and I think you have to do it from within YouTube in order to get it to work. I think you have to click on private, put the URL in, and then hit save, and then hit save again, because there was 2 saves, and I didn't see the second save until it was too late. So that's good. This works. Let me get out of here. Let me stop it here. Let me see how I do this now. Can I go back a page? I probably can't go back a page. Really? Hi, Gary. Good question. Who is sane? I was going to name my boys In, and the second one Sane, but that got vetoed. I think the best names I came up with were Boy 1 and Boy 2. That got... Okay, so visibility right here. I'm going to go ahead and rechange this back to public. Now, I notice when you switch it from private to public, you don't have to save it 2 times. It's done. And then up here it comes up and says save. So I'm going to hit those. So when I go back to the main page, which I don't think I can go back, but I should be able to, yeah, it put it public, so that's good to go. So I can close that. And then I can refresh this. And I can go down to the bottom, find the 4-minute video, and it's back to public. So that's interesting, Blackwatch. If the links are the same, I don't know why. The only other thing I can do is I can do a real quick, after we're done tonight, I'll do a real quick recording, and I'll try to send it privately and see how that goes. That's the only other thing I know to do. Because if this one worked, and it did for you, and it did for me, which I'm the creator, so I should be able to watch it, the process should be the same, I would think. I don't know. So, something to learn tomorrow. English, please. I'm beginning to learn how to speak 3 Guanese, and I can speak a little bit of Tagalog. I can speak still a little bit of Korean, and I struggle with the English language, so. At 3 years old, they'll be 3 in December, the one twin knows, and it's very clear in her speaking, and the other one's just now learning or just now speaking, and she rattles on, but man, you can't understand it. So I don't have anything great to show. I do want to check something here real quick again, and nope. I wonder why she edited her post. Carrie Carrie's my sister. She follows me on Facebook, but not on YouTube. Let's see. I can close that. I don't need that open. Oh, French? No. Is it French? I'm too old to learn a language. I'm going to go to flashcard language. I didn't know what it meant. Had no clue. I guess I'm not as learned as I thought I was. Guess I better go back to school. Oh, you know what? I got to check something. Oh, my goodness. We were having Siri arguments in the car today. And she kept saying it was Cloris Leachman. Irene Ryan. I knew her first name was Irene. I could not think of her last name to save my life. I knew Buddy Epson, I named him. I knew Max Baer, I named her. I knew Donna Douglas, I kind of named her. And I know that Nancy Culp, I believe it was, played Jane, the secretary. Or, yeah, Jane Hathaway was played by, where's it at? I'm pretty sure it was Nancy Culp. Yeah, Jane Hathaway, Nancy Culp. She was in 246 episodes. Okay, enough of that. I'll have to let my mom know tomorrow. So we were trying to we were trying to remember it. And I don't even remember how we got on the subject, because she was talking about a Western, and somehow it went from that to the Beverly Hillbillies, and then Siri kept coming up with Cloris Leachman, which I don't quite understand that. Those of you that have been watching know I just upgraded my RAM from 32 gigabyte to 64 gigabyte, and I am so happy. I don't have any freezing, lagging, nothing. I did have an issue with my computer in the other room that I think it updated, because when I wanted to watch Reminiscence last night on HBO, and when I turned the computer on, Well, I mean, it's on all the time, but it says, it was almost like a new install. It said, let's continue, and then it went through the steps of what do you want active, what do you want to have on, and who do you want the computer to be, and this and that and the other. And I know it probably updated, but I've never seen it go like a complete install before. So, I mean, it worked. It just took a little longer than I wanted it to. So, it was an okay movie. Had Hugh Jackman in it. I thought it was about X-Men, but it wasn't. Well worth watching. Kind of waiting for Black Widow to come out. It'll be on Disney Plus here, I think, in about a month for free. I'll try to catch it. Oh, how many languages we got going on in here? So, real quick poll. I may have asked this the other night, I don't remember, but I currently have AT&T for my cell service. I have an iPhone 11 Pro Max, which is horrible. I don't get any service whatsoever. I'm thinking about switching over to T-Mobile, and I can get an iPhone 12 Pro Max for free by trading mine in. This is not 5G, it's 4G. The iPhone 12 is 5G, so that should solve a lot of problems, I think. So I've been kind of asking around people who's got different carriers and who they think is good and who they think is bad. My brother's got T-Mobile, and he's, of course, going to say they're good. He likes them. And one of his stepdaughters has AT&T, and she hates it. I can honestly say AT&T's always listened to what I got to say, and then they rectify the problem most of the time. Comment. See, I don't even know. I wouldn't even. I can say comment. Gonna go out on a limb and say that's probably French. And the Siva, nope, not even going to. Yeah, I seen the Hey VH Ringer, thanks for joining us. Yeah, my son actually sent me a text and said, hey, T-Mobile had 100 million people had a hack, and I thought that was quite high. And the news reported it last night or night before, it was like 50 million. So that is a concern. That truly is a concern. I once had a T-Bird. Was it in the movie Grease? My parents had a T-Bird back in the 60s. Nice car. Real nice car. Yeah, the T-Mobile breach is concerning. I'm trying to figure out why there's about a $50 difference in the bills. T-Mobile will give us the phones, unlimited data, unlimited speech, unlimited text, unlimited Netflix for life, and that's not a deal breaker by no means. Yeah, Sprint. You're right, Gary. They used to be Sprint. I believe T-Mobile bought Sprint out. I believe. And I've not researched it yet to verify that, but I'm pretty sure that's how that worked. But it is $50 cheaper, which is what, $600 a year savings to have this exact same plan. The only difference is AT&T has HBO Max for life. Netflix or T-Mobile has Netflix for life, depending on what your preference is. And honestly, I've probably watched 3, maybe 4 movies on HBO Max. So it's not a deal breaker. It's not a deal breaker either way. I think what bothers me or scares me is what's going to happen in 2 years or whatever the contract period is when the contract's up. Are they going to bump it up that $50 and it's going to be right back to where it was anyway? Nice. That is so cool. gonna have to get my translator out and try to say some of these words and see what it translates to. No worries. VH Ringer, thank you so much for joining us. Yet another person in the chat room. That is great. What's Gary up to this weekend? You still in Michigan or you down in Kentucky? Giving away some River Rock tomorrow. I can't really. I've had about 5 people inquire, and finally one called and said, "I'd like to come over tomorrow and get some." I'm like, "Sure." And she was like, "Do you have a loader?" I'm like, "No. If I had a loader, the rocks would be gone." And that isn't all. That is actually a choice. I may go rent a stand-up loader and move them to my side yard and then cover them up somehow. But I don't really. I want to get rid of them completely. I hate them. And do I hate them? They too much heat and too many weeds are coming up this year. Of course, I'm going to have to put new dirt down, and I'll have to put down a new liner to keep the weeds from coming back. Amend the soil a little bit for the roses. Good to be back live. I really did want to go live last night, but I couldn't do it. I just didn't have the energy or the drive whatsoever. And I don't know what was wrong. I think that scares me the most. Sniffles, sneezing, I had hot flashes. Probably what it is. I just felt dizzy. I felt horrible. Blood sugar was fine, so it wasn't that. That's one of the first things I checked. And I honestly had entertained thoughts of, well, maybe I've somehow screwed up and caught COVID. Knock on wood, that's probably not the case. About an hour, 2 hours later, I felt okay. And I came that close to going live. I really did. And it would have probably revolved around DaVinci Resolve. Most of the time, we always end up there anyway. Let me see if I can show you where we're at here. The one thing I got to figure out on this silly thing is how to open a new project without shutting it down and starting all over again. So I think I showed everybody the other night. I did an intro and an exit. So if not, I'll show you real quick. So take this all the way back to the beginning. Oh, there's an update available. Awesome. So get an update. I don't know if I can do anything while it's updating or not. Oh, I can. Good. So it's just a real cheesy video in a video in a video, and I did it. And it's a very horrible hack job. And I don't know how to make this full screen. But you know what I should be able to do? Ouch! I just stubbed 3 of my toes. I guess I can't do that. Can I not do that? No. So, got a video going here, video of my granddaughter's hair, and a video of the fish tank over here. And then when it transitioned, it didn't transition like it was supposed to. So I got to work on that. I was really happy I got it this far. And then it transitions to the full fish tank, still showing, and it shouldn't have done that. It should still be the race, the Indianapolis 500 race, and I don't know why it is. And then at the end, I'm just going to skip it over here. I did this. The main video was out of Vegas, and then where it come from. So I don't have any idea unless I go to new project, because there's nothing in here that says open. So I'm going to try new project. No, because that wants me to create a new project. So I'm going to cancel that. And then new timeline. No, same thing there. And then save, revert, import, export, quick. I don't see anything that says open, so all I've been doing is coming up here and hitting the close button here and reopening it. So then I shouldn't really shut that down in the middle of an update, now that I think about it. So this one I'm trying to get to work. And you take it back, and what this is still pictures and that supposedly move, but I couldn't get mine to move. So you hit play. That's supposed to be moving, but it's not, and for the life of me, I can't figure out what I did wrong. Then it moves, and then it comes in too fast, and it comes in rotated. So my ultimate goal with this is, we've all seen Doug's rotating his apple in the background when he's live. Off to his right behind him, he's got an apple. Now we're speaking German. Oh my goodness. I have to put a disclaimer in here. So anyway, we've all seen Doug's Apple machine. It's got I think Apple calls it a floating background. Windows doesn't have anything like that. Windows has your screensavers that you can just rotate stills. And I don't know if I'm smart enough to do that from here or not. But yeah, you can go in here and do the slideshow. And then I got it picked out. So this should do something in a minute if I did it right. We'll see. So my ultimate goal, though, is to use DaVinci Resolve to make something similar to Apple's or Macintosh's floating screens, and that would be great. That would be fantastic, actually. How many languages do you speak, Gary? So I'm gonna get, oh, there we go. So it did work. And I mean, it's all gonna be my grandchildren, because I put it in, I'm using the grandbabies folder. So of course that's what it's gonna be. Now I should shut off the icons, that would be a little bit better. But for this purposes, I'm only going to let it run through one more cycle, and I'm going to switch it back. And I will spend some time learning it. I'll go back and watch the video again, and I'll do it piece by piece. I do know the guy said something about, wow, 3 languages. That's great. I know the guy in the tutorial said the first thing you should do is shrink your pictures, because the ratio is wrong. And he's said how he did it, but I didn't quite catch it. So yeah, this is good. So this isn't what I want at all. I mean, this is okay, but this isn't what I want. So I'm going to take this back to picture, and then I'm going to make it this one for a while. And it's really interesting. When the twins were first born on our first visit, this is the one that allowed me to hold her the most. And I really feel that bond that was made that day is why we're where we're at today. And the other one's coming around, don't misunderstand me. But, oh shoot, you guys can't see this. Oh my gosh, again, I forgot, my bad. So I'll just catch it. Oh my goodness, I'm getting so old. So the screensaver, we all know what that is. It's just a slideshow, and in a minute it will go to a different slide. So we're going to kill a minute again. I'm sorry, I got to remember to do. Maybe I need to get me one of the fancy little boxes like Doug has. Make sticky notes. So English, Hebrew, and German. And B.H. Ringer comes in with the language. I'll throw you all for a loop. I'll bring my translator in here. It'll be in Tagalog. Man, a minute sometimes takes forever. Did I set that? Yep, there it goes. Okay, so that's that. It's okay. It's it is a little cheesy. Oh, okay. English, Hebrew, and Yiddish. English. I used to be fairly decent in Korean. A little bit of German. And I picked up some Mexican Spanish when I was in California, but more than I really care to remember. So what I'm looking to do is set this up. Man, I don't even know how to just pick one. Maybe it's in there. Yeah, right there. I'm going to freeze it. So this is what I'm trying to do, where this is on his Apple machine, clearly Apple, and it just
So the work that was in the implant
rotates through. I've seen him spin. I've seen him rotate. I've seen him flip, I believe. This I'm pretty sure I can do in DaVinci Resolve. Might even be able to do this in Photoshop. I don't know. But hopefully here in a minute it'll spin. But I'm good with this. So that's my ultimate goal, is to use DaVinci Resolve with my photos to set this up just like this. And I know it can be done. It's just whether I have the patience to do it or not, and the knowledge. I tell you right now, I don't have the knowledge. Patience I might have, but I clearly don't have the knowledge. I wished it would do its little thing where it flips through. There it goes. There it goes. Now, if I get what I'm trying to do to be that elaborate, wow, I'll be really happy with things. So I'll have to thank Doug again. I have his permission, by the way, to use these from time to time. So, who's all still with us? It looks like we still got Gary and Blackwatch and probably B.H. Ringer. Just taking a guess here. To run out of water, I'm going to have to go run and give me another thing of water here in a minute. So this is great. How long have we been? An hour, 59 minutes. Wow. 2 experiments that worked out pretty good. One that worked out real good. So Gary, do you do any live streams on YouTube? And B.H. Ringer, I'll ask you the same question. And while you guys are contemplating the answer to that or not, I'm going to go grab a water. Be right back. All right, hopefully everybody's still here. And I got me a new bottle of water. But more importantly, we have got a special guest joining us tonight.
Ta-da!
And she tries to be humorous.
No, I'm not humorous. I'm numerous.
She's numerous. This is my wife, Lorna. And she's going to translate to me, or for me, so that you guys know what's going on. So as I say it in the language I barely can speak, she's going to speak it in the language she speaks.
My own language.
Her language. So here we go.
It's gonna be like crazy.
Going to be like crazy. So now there's a reason for this, because one of these days we're actually going to sing, her and I, her more than I, a Johnny Cash song.
Oh, good
As soon
Lord.
as I figure out how to do it. We were singing it in the car the other day, and it sounded really good. So here we go. Translation beginning.
What do you mean?
I'm going to
So-
say it in English. You're going to say it in your language.
What? Are you gonna say something like a sentence of some sort?
I can say a sentence of some sort. So here we
Okay.
go. Oh.
Okay.
The best laid plans.
Are you starting now?
Yes, the best laid plans.
Ang pinaka... How do you say that?
This is why she's not a
You know,
translator.
but I've
to
been
you
here for
guys.
20 years and my own language I almost forgot.
Yeah, okay. I
No.
believe that.
Ang
We always
pinakahan...
have fun.
Oh, here. Ang pinakahan ay nga plano.
Of mice and men.
What?
The best laid plans of mice and men.
What's mice and men?
Just say it.
What's mice and men?
Mice are the little things that got this big
sa
run
mga
around.
ilagaw, sa
And
mga
men
tao.
are men. You know, men.
Sa mga ilagaw sa mga tao.
Now you gotta say men.
Men.
Get out of here.
I'm sorry, folks. He is the joker. I am kinda, but not.
No. No. Get out of here.
Oh my God!
She can rap that lingo pretty good, believe me. So, but yeah, we were really thinking about doing it. I mean, I just got to figure out a way to be able to do it without the music blaring. But we got to have the music, because if not, it's just not going to make sense. One of my favorite Johnny Cash songs, it's got June Carter in it. It's probably why. It's in my wheelhouse, that's for sure. Yeah, Gary, we have fun. Jackson. YouTube. Go to YouTube, Johnny Cash, and type in Jackson. And then only 45 years. Wow. That's kind of funny you said that, because we went to a fish Friday night, and Lorna had never been to one, and I ran into 3 of my classmates that I graduated with, and one was a female and two guys, and her husband's considerably older than she is. Here we go.
I will
We're back.
show-
Here comes humor.
I will show you the cantaloupe that we have taken off from our garden.
That's the camera right here. Right here.
And look at how it is perfect.
You gotta put it to the
And
camera.
it's very big. And it's perfect.
Okay, I'll show
Perfectly
you.
right.
I'll tell you what. I'll show you the picture while she explains.
This is a really perfect cantaloupe. It's big and it's sweet, and
We grew the cantaloupes.
we
What she's
grow
trying
it
to say.
ourselves. Yes, it's in the garden. Sweet.
Oh, got a great. This is our 3rd one, I believe, to harvest, and it's got a wonderful smell. We're gonna dry the seeds out and plant them next
Plant
year.
it again, yeah.
So, yeah, I'll take some cantaloupe, sure.
I'll get it for you. All right,
Some
see you
coffee.
later.
Oh, you gotta be up at 5 o'clock, by the way.
I know.
45 years. Anyway, back to that. I asked her how long her and Russ have been married, and she kind of rolled her eyes and she said 16 years. And the reason that question was asked is because Russ had just come up and visited with us, And then after he got up and left, Dee Dee came along and sat down and started business with us, and it was just hilarious in my mind. So, but it was a good time. She had never seen something like that. She'd never seen a tractor pull. The fish was not too bad, actually. There was a live band. It was really pretty good. And it was the son of the guy, one of my friends that graduated the year after I did. So, and they were actually pretty good. But we had to get back. She's got to be at work tomorrow at 6, and we didn't want to be out late. Well, I don't know. I'm too... Let me cipher that real quick. That sounds about right, though. Yeah, 76. Wow, I was a junior in high school. Graduated in 77. It was good taking my mom around today. It brought up some memories. So we're down to 3 people, so that means we probably lost Tony and B.H. Ringer. Probably the humor moment we had a while ago. Humor is a lot like beauty. It's in the eyes of the beholder and or the eyes of the listener. And she does try her best to be humorous. There's that pregnancy coming up again. Man, you're gonna be rolling in the dough pretty soon. I highly recommend a C-section. B.H. Ringer's still here, so apparently then these numbers aren't 100% accurate. Since Gary's here, Blackwatch is here, I'm still watching myself, and I'm pretty sure I understand that I'm included in this figure. So B.H. Ringer, where are you from in the world? And is B.H. Ringer a shortening of the name, or is it a YouTube name, or... Yeah, spend about... Oh, geez, let's see. Spend about one day. You might change that tune a little bit. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out if the numbers are accurate, because it says 3 concurrent viewers, and I know Blackwatch is here because he's chatting. I know you're here, you're chatting. B.H. Ringer just chatted, so you guys are here. Plus, I'm over here watching it to my left, so it should say 4, unless it drops me out, which is fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. So we have fresh cantaloupe. Here, put it in the refrigerator.
You want some
Salt.
salt on
Yeah,
it?
I'll eat it later. So.
Well, just put the salt when you're about to eat, okay?
Okay, works. I were here. Nova Scotia. Online name, okay. Okay, got it. Great. Do you ever do any broadcasting or stream? I call it broadcasting. I guess it's streaming is a true technical term. Blackwatch. Yep. Must have missed something here. Yeah, she's a good woman. Keeps me pretty well grounded. I've never met a more honest person in my life. Pretty happy. Think I'm gonna keep her. Yeah, I've told this story over and over again. I got into it because a friend of mine in Vegas caught COVID, and he wanted to do something while he was in quarantine for what seemed like 3 months. And I've yet to figure out why that was, but he asked me if I'd ever done anything with, at the time, Sony Vegas Pro, and I hadn't. And he asked me if I'd ever done anything with online streaming, and I hadn't. And here we are. As a matter of fact, I'm curious. YouTube, my channel. Do I have to go? Can I do it from here? Videos. I've done 1 or 2 videos. I think Jim hit it hit the nail right on the head when Gary asked me if I was going to go live, and Jim said, "When doesn't Ken go live?" And that's pretty much true. So this doesn't tell me what. Now this was my uploaded 13 years ago. I uploaded a video to YouTube, and I've showed this before. I play a lot of golf, or used to, and if you watch this putt, that thing is tracking in the hole. I read the break right. I either didn't hit it quite hard enough or fast enough, but at the last possible moment, that thing just broke away, and I was frustrated. So this doesn't tell me what I want to know. So let me go back over here into here. I'm just trying to see how many videos I've done. There ought to be a section in here somewhere that tells me how many I've done, which is going to be way too many. Okay, so I've done 30. No. Pages per row. There's 9 pages of 30, so what is that, 270? Wow, that can't be right. That's not 30 videos. So let's go to live. Okay, I see what it's saying. I've done 165 live videos, and I've done 9, so I've done 174 videos since March of this year. So if we go back to here, we go all the way over to the end. No, I guess you can't jump to the end. Can you show more than 30 videos? You can show 50. So we'll go there. I just want to see if it shows me the first day of my first video. And it looks like the very first one was since February 7th, and it was 15 minutes and 20 seconds long. You guys want to see some comedy of errors, go back and watch some of these older ones. I actually need to go back and watch some of these older ones because I need to catch some of the websites I used to use this to get my stuff from because I forgot where they're at. I got a job at Ford Motor Company, the IT manager, and my wife got a job in finance. We were young and had houses, did not tell anyone we got. So, okay, close this and minimize that. Come over here. Okay, that's cool. So if I close that, that stays open. It does. Alright, 18 years old, fresh out of high school. Grew up in Indiana in a rural community. I'm going to say, without going and counting, we had 28 people in my graduating class. We were the biggest class at the time. Graduated in May, moved to Texas in August. 18 years old at Fort Hood, Texas. Met a 24-year-old. We got married about a year later. Didn't last. So I was 18. I'm divorced at 19. And I was asked when I was visiting a friend of mine, when another friend of mine had passed away, and I came back for his funeral from Vegas, and she asked me, she goes, "Why have you been married so many times?" And I'm like, well, the first time was lust. I was 18, and it was all about sex, and that's all it was. And she kind of giggled, and she kind of gasped, and she was like, really? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, there's no sense sugarcoating or trying to beat around the bush about it. That's what it was. So I got from 19 to 24, and life went on. Joined the military, joined the Army at 24. Went to Korea, got married to a Korean, and we had 2 boys. She wanted to get out when the kids got bigger, which was fine, made sense. Got out, moved to Indiana, got a decent little job. Wasn't, I don't think it was 6 months we divorced because I was her ticket out of Korea. So that was that. Was beginning to think for a while marriage was not to be in my cards, so to speak. But I've been with Lorna now for quite a long time. We met, we were both nurses. Her sister and I all worked in the same place. Trying to catch back up with chat. Wow. That's cool. So if your son was born in 78, he's an old dude then, huh? Legend is true. I'm gonna have to research some legend now. I'm guessing we're talking the legend of Oak Island. So here's a I don't want to say crazy thought. Yeah, 44. But it's a crazy thought. I have actually wanted to do something with other people, interaction with Zoom. Not only we have the and I'm by no means I'm no Kerry Holzman, but by no means I'm no Doug Betts, by no means I'm ever going to be at their level, but I just think it would be cool. I think it would be cool to figure out how to do it if it worked, and then how to figure out how to change it from person 1 to person 2. And I don't know how that works. I don't know if they do it or what. So one of these days I may just throw it out there. Hey, who would be interested in trying to do this? Give me a minute to figure out how to do it, and we'll go from there. It just would be something different. If someone would have told me when I'm 62 years of age that I would be doing what I'm doing now, I would have laughed in their faces. There's just no way. My original aspiration in life, from about the age of 12 on, my aspiration was to be a comedian, but I could never. I had a fear of getting up in front of people, so that never happened. And my best friend through high school, he encouraged me to do it, and he almost talked me into doing a live mic one night, but I didn't. And unfortunately, he passed away about 4 years ago. Oak Island is Canada's. Okay, I'll have to look into it. Thank you. I'll check into that. Hopefully, that'll be on my final Jeopardy question. But yeah, that was it. And then I became relatively decent in basketball, and I kind of, like most kids growing up in Indiana, thought I'd play professionally. That wasn't going to happen. I couldn't go to college because of me, not because I couldn't go to college. I just didn't want to go to college. I wanted to get out and see the world, which I did. And I ended up in Hollywood, California, and at 24 years old, I came to the realization that if I didn't change something in my life, I would never see 25. I wasn't an alcoholic. I've never done drugs. It's just my life was going nowhere. It was quite, wasn't anything glamorous by no means, but I just knew that if I didn't change something, and that's why I went into the military. And it was a good thing. My initial goal was to do 3 years, grow up, get an education, get out, and work. Well, I spent 9 years in the military to the day, which was really odd. Did learn an education. Gained 2 children out of it that are now grown with their children. So it worked out. I very fortunately never had to go into a war zone. I processed twice, Desert Shield and Desert Storm, and I got lucky both times that they stopped taking people, literally 2 or 3 people in front of me, both times. It was nerve-wracking. I had a buddy of mine came back from the desert, and he was telling me things that they went out on patrol, and the sandstorms were so bad that you couldn't see your hand touching your nose. You couldn't see it, but you knew it was there because it was touching your nose. He said they were out on patrol one night, and it got so bad that he stopped the patrol. Just, they camped in place right there that night. Woke up the next morning, he said, within 6 to 10 feet was their tents of the camp, and had they kept going, the carnage would have been horrible. He said, he goes, I don't know what made me stop, but I stopped, and he was glad that he did. So, yep. I never went to Afghanistan. I was out when all that rolled around. My dad was military, my brother's military, my grandfather's military. I mean, we all, kind of traditional or whatever. My brother was in the Air Force, and Dad was in the Army, and Grandpa was in the Army. I'm going to look that up. I'm not going to do it, obviously, while I'm streaming, but I will look it up. So, who knows? Watch my bets are the cabbage farmer getting the treasure. I have to check into that. So, does anybody know anybody famous or well known? I'll tell you, growing up in Indiana, Indianapolis 500, used to go out there quite a bit, and I've told people that before. What I haven't ever told anybody is my dad and I worked out there one summer, 1983, I believe it was, or 82. I don't remember, but it was either 82 or 83. And we were walking through the infield one day, and my dad, I'll never forget this, I was so embarrassed. He starts yelling, he's got his hand above his head, and he's yelling, "Hey, Jimmy, 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 it's me, Jimmy, Jimmy, it's me." And I'm like, "Dad, who are you, what are you doing?" And he points and he goes, "That's James Gardner." And sure enough, I glance over there, and I don't know, 6 or 7 car rows away, clearly not within earshot, or eyesight for that matter, there was James Gardner. And my dad's waving like he, was best buddies with him. And I was so embarrassed. I'm like, "Dad, shut up. He's not going to come over here." Man. I would say that's the closest I came to knowing someone. I've met Bobby Knight. I played basketball at Indiana University at a basketball camp. And I had the opportunity, if that's the right word, to get my ass chewed out royally by Bobby Knight himself, because he showed up at night to watch the scrimmages or the games, and I stole the ball and I went down. And at basketball camp, you could dunk it. In the state of Indiana, you could not dunk it in a high school game. It was against the rules, but at the camps you could. I went down and I dunked it. It wasn't anything spectacular in my mind, but Bobby Knight stopped the game, had me come over to him, and royally chewed my ass out for dunking the ball. It wasn't because I dunked the ball. It was because I flamboyantly dunked the ball. And he did not like that at all. Never forget that either. What I won't forget is what happened next. I ended up with appendicitis that night. Had to go to the hospital. Had my appendix removed. And one of the visitors that came to visit me was Bobby Knight. And again, who embarrasses me but my dad, because, you know, instead of Mr. Knight or you know, the polite thing to do, my dad was like, "Oh, Bobby," like they'd known each other all their lives, you know. I mean, it was hilarious. But we got free basketball tickets out of the deal. And, I learned a lot at the basketball camp, obviously, not to be flamboyant with the dunk it, but that would probably be the most famous person I think I've ever met. Yep, that's probably got to be it. Yeah, James Gardner, at the time, he was pretty big deal. Oh, man. Today would have been my dad's 84th birthday. Well, yeah, it's still the day, still Saturday. Check my school, Detroit Country Day. My best friend's dad worked for the dad at Ford on Saturdays. I tied it. Math and he. Oh, SATs, not Saturdays. Yeah, I through high school I'd maintained the bare minimum average to participate in sports, and then when I went to college, I actually found college to be relatively, I don't want to say easy, but I had an interest in it, and I did quite well. Not to ring my own bell or anything. And then I've reflected back a time or two and like, why didn't I excel better in high school so that maybe I could have played college basketball somewhere? I don't know. The things you think about. And my dad died from onset adult diabetes, which is one of the reasons why I try to keep mine in the best check that I can. Randy Savage. My mom's 83, and we met two of her friends. Well, we visited two of her friends, and they're 84 and 80. I want to say 87. And it was funny. I mean, it was kind of sad, but it was also very funny because the Jim, he kept asking my mom, "Did we date?" I mean, you know, kind of at 87, your mind starts to go, I guess. It was really funny. 105, man. I came to the realization today that if I see my granddaughters graduate high school, I'll be 80. Which I would love to see them graduate high school. I tease them all the time. Of course, they don't understand, but I tease their mom and dad that they're going to be the first set of twins to be Miss Basketball in the state of Indiana. That would be so cool. But my sister's son's daughter's well ahead of that. She's pretty good. Randy Savage. Man. I did a security detail for Randy Travis once when he came to Korea. That was fun. That was fun. Well, guys, I appreciate you being here. I got to be up in about 5.5 hours. So I'm going to call it a night. I can't express my gratitude for everyone showing up. I really do appreciate it. One of these days I hope to find a pretty much better, that's not good English, that's terrible, a good topic. Black Watch's sense of humor. Gotta love it. So let me jump over to here. And then bring this back over here. And then bring this back over here. So, I gotta look into that. Alright, guys. Well, hour and a half. Been a good night. Appreciate it. Probably will learn to speak the English language. I'll probably will be live sometime tomorrow, and it probably will involve either Photoshop or DaVinci Resolve. Thanks for sticking with me. Thanks for listening. Thanks for sharing. Everybody have a great night, and be safe tomorrow. Bye for now.